Hello, welcome back to the studio, aka my bedroom. Anyway, Made for This has been out now for, I don't know, a week. When does this video come out? So Made for This has been out for a week now. I hope you've been enjoying it, and I want to talk about it a little bit more. Let's break it down.
Feeling like I'm on the edge of my life, like I might just die. Fuck, I just passed 25.
First thing I want to go over was the inspiration behind this song.
Can I get just a bit of your time? Can I do something right in here?
So this song was written before I moved here, back in the We Won't Let Up spot. It was when my girlfriend and she was getting ready to go back to college. I was getting ready to move from Virginia back to here. And I had just been writing like a bunch of like sad love songs. And I wanted to write a song that, you know, it started out like another sad song, but I was like, no, like let's write a song about like why it's so great. Like why this is gonna work, why this is gonna be good, like why we work so well. And this was the song that came out of that. It's just meant to be like a very powerful love song. Not powerful in the sense of like a longing love song, but powerful in the sense of like a theme song for power couples. You know, that's the kind of vibe I was going for with this. I'm a big fan of how this one sounds. It's probably one of my favorites production-wise. So the lyrics.
Can I get just a bit of your time? Again, could you tell me if you're not feeling right in here?
So I'll do a full lyric breakdown on Threads. That's where I typically do my full lyric breakdowns. You could just type in Between the Lines. That's the series name for all of my lyric breakdowns. So go to my Threads and check that out if you haven't already. Anyway, so yes, the lyrics. I did want to talk about like the lyrics were again meant to be a different thing from what I was writing at the time, which was heart-aching love songs about distance and not being around each other, especially since we had spent every day together pretty much for like the past 6 years. Yeah, so it was definitely meant to be like a shake up on that kind of formula I was stuck in with the sadness of the distance, and turning it around was relatively easy because the sadness came from a place of like, man, like I love this person, I don't want this person to go. So just explaining why I love that person so much and all that was super easy, especially in the context of why we're made for this, why this is gonna work. Yeah, full lyric breakdown on Threads. Follow me on Instagram too, just while you're there, dude. Just do it while you're there, bro. So, production.
Can I get just a bit of your time? Can I tell you that I'm not feeling right in here?
This set a new standard for me in terms of my production. Fully set an entire new standard for the sound I want. Not, theme-wise. Not like the sound that I want where it's like every song I make is gonna be like a rock song now or anything. But in terms of how good the production is, how well I managed to fit things together. Because, I'm doing all this that's my mic. That's not even like just there. That's where I record in this apartment. So I think I managed with that to get a pretty decent sound out of this song. Every once in a while, there's like a song that will hit where it's just like, oh, this is the best song I've ever done lyrically. This is the best song I've ever done performance-wise. This is the best song I've ever done production-wise. I don't know if I can say Made for This is my favorite song I've done lyrically, but it certainly is production and performance-wise. As far as I'm concerned, even if it's not perfect now, it's just gonna keep getting better. I keep setting these new standards. If you listen to a song, never came out, probably never will, but it was going to. It was going to right before I took all my music down. This is what that sounds like.
Too much, said I might break. Still have myself wrapped up in chains. Got a noose on my neck that I'll never ever show. I'm about to break my back, still I can't let go.
So to go from that to this in, I don't know, like a year and a half, I'm just really proud, and I'm excited to see the music that I continue to make and how much better I can make it. Now, we're gonna switch it over to a closer look. So this might be the new standard for for how this looks. I feel like this is kind of fine. I can put like my little face in like a little corner, like a fucking gaming video. So this is probably going to be my new preset for a vocal chain. Obviously not the same settings all the time, but you have a channel EQ right here, which this is what this guy's gonna look like. You know, I got a little dip right there at this peak that I was getting. You have the UAD 1176. Love it. This is a great FET compressor. Probably one of my favorite ones to run vocals on when I'm not. It's the only compressor I use when I'm not using stock. Below that, you have some TDR Nova. This is just kind of a saturation for vocals. You got a good noise gate. That one definitely changes living in this like apartment. That one changes all the time. De-esser is what we're working with right there. This is actually my first time using a de-esser. And then you have Fresh Air, which is a, I think it's free. I got it free. I don't know if it was like a holiday thing. That's why I got it free, but it's a pretty decent EQ kind of compliment there. So that's the vocal chain that I use for most of these, except, you know, just different settings on them and stuff. My next thing I wanted to show off was these drums, man. I love these drums. There's a recording, here, I'll play it real quick. A recording from my voice recording app, which I record all of the songs I write. Yeah, so here's the drum idea for Made for This. For Made for This, we can have the drums be like a bunch of the acoustics, so we'll have a kick, a couple of like the bigger... all this coming to mind is like tom drums or whatever, but you know what it is. You know what you're talking about. It'd be like a, can I get just a bit of your time? Can I tell you that? I was in public. That's where a lot of these ideas strike me. But yeah, and you can hear that I completely got what I wanted with that. Another thing that I really love with this drum pattern is it kind of plays into the very simplistic guitar pattern of the verse by being able to be a lot more expressive. So at the end of each kind of like verse line, it has the which I love that. I love that. Then you have the chorus. Throw in the guitar. And then you have the synth down here, of course. So we'll bring the bass in. Everything but vocals, I guess, is what we'll bring in. So it sounds. And then I wanted to show off the drum pattern at the end because it's one of my favorite kind of cycles here. So we will just mute the drums again. Which is honestly, it's one of the reasons why this song is my absolute favorite production-wise, is because this is the first time I've ever been able to have, I don't even know, how many vocal layers is this? We've got 10 vocal layers, bass, 4 synth layers, and 3 guitar layers, and of course the drums, all together. And normally when I would do this, it's been a while since I've done like a big outro like this, it could come off as like very muddy and kind of like really combative, like all the sounds are like fighting each other. I feel like this is a great time, and probably the best I've ever done, of getting all of those sounds to just be together, you know what I mean?
The stars spell your name. Pull me through when I'm unplayed. Painting freckles into space between my face. Loving.
That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this breaking it down. This is going to be the new standard for them. I know I said that last time, but this is true. This is going to be a good format for this kind of video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment and a like. Share the video with another music lover. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Follow your path. It's a beautiful one. And I will see you next time. Peace.